For today's game.
Hello and welcome back to another NFL season prediction video. This time I'll be going over the Green Bay Packers. Last season the Green Bay Packers struggled on offense without number one wide receiver Jordy Nelson, but still made the playoffs, only to fall to the Arizona Cardinals in the second round. Green Bay is hoping to hopefully improve on a disappointing season. So, let's get into it, starting with the wins and losses. And I will start with the wins, starting in Week 1 with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville is going to be a very well-rounded team and a very good team. I just feel Jacksonville is currently not on the level as a top-tier team like the Green Bay Packers. I think the Packers offense will have a pretty decent game against the young Jags offense. Then a win against Detroit. Detroit offensively is going to be good, but defensively they're not going to be able to keep up with the Packers offense. I say Green Bay wins this one also. So that would be their second win entering the bye week. Exiting the bye week, they will take a win against the Dallas Cowboys. I had to make sure it wasn't Baltimore. This is a potential playoff, preview. Both of these teams have the potential to win a division crown. One of which I actually don't remember if I had the Packers winning this division. But, again, Green Bay, I think, is a slightly more well-rounded team, as the Cowboys don't have a pass rush, and Aaron Rodgers will have a very good game. Next, a win against the Chicago Bears. Again, Chicago is an average at best team, both offensively and defensively. They are, they're nothing special on either side of the ball. I think Green Bay would have a very easy time moving the ball and keeping Jay Cutler from moving the ball on offense. Next, the Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis' secondary, along with their pass rush, aren't the greatest, which is usually a recipe for success, especially when it's Aaron Rodgers. I say Rodgers has a pretty good game and will probably outshoot Andy Luck here. Next is the Tennessee Titans. I will give Tennessee this win. No, I'm not going to give Tennessee this win. I'm going to give Green Bay this win because Tennessee has pieces, but not right now. Meaning, Tennessee has a lot of stuff to build towards the future, but as of right now, they are not a team to really worry about for most teams. And I think that goes the same for Green Bay. Then a win against Washington. Again, both well-rounded teams. Playoff rematch, if I'm not mistaken. Green Bay got the better of Washington last year in the wild card round. I said they get the better of them here also. Washington's defense still needs a little bit of work, but offensively, Washington could steal this game. I say I give it to Aaron Rodgers because he is a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins. That hurt. I hate Aaron Rodgers, and that hurt to say. Next, the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, Philly, kind of the same deal with a lot of these other teams. Philly does have a couple building blocks, but in the secondary, they have no one, and Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the ball a lot. So, again, Packers win on the strength of an Aaron Rodgers arm. Then, their second win against Chicago. I give them this game against Chicago, again, for the same reason as the first one. Moving on to their win against Minnesota. I give them this win in Green Bay, I believe, against Minnesota. Thanks, Jared Cook. You pretty much saved me. I give them this win in Green Bay against Minnesota. These two are they're good rivals. It's going to be a good game. I give Minnesota one and Green Bay one, based around Minnesota's defense being a top 5 maybe, or not top 5, but like top, 7, 8 in their league. So I feel like Minnesota's defense will win them at least one game, but offensively, Minnesota, if Green Bay can shut down that running attack, they will struggle a lot. So that is the Green Bay Packers' 10th win of the season. Let me just count again really quick. Yes. So Green Bay will finish the season at 10-6. Let's go over those 6 losses. Starting with Minnesota in Week 2. I kind of mentioned it when I was talking about them taking the win in Minnesota. Mostly, Minnesota's defense can definitely make Rodgers struggle. They have a great pass rush. They have an amazing linebacking core and a very good secondary. So I do say Minnesota can definitely pick up a win on the strength of their defense. And I say that they win this one. So again, Green Bay having a Week 4 bye week will enter at 2-1. Next, taking a loss against the New York Giants. I say the Giants pass rush against a somewhat weak Packers O-line unit will, again, disrupt Rodgers greatly and will not allow him to get into a proper rhythm. And I say the Giants win this game. Next, the Atlanta Falcons. I give Atlanta this upset based around Atlanta's offense having a big day. I say Atlanta will win based around a fantastic offensive performance by Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. As Green Bay's secondary isn't anything great, and after that, Green Bay's biggest weaknesses right now are the secondary and the offensive line. So, good pass rush and good offensive, good passers are going to beat this team. So, next, the Houston Texans. Houston's pass rush will get in Aaron Rodgers' head, and Brock Osweiler will be able to launch the ball all day against the Packers secondary. Then a loss to the Seattle Seahawks. Give Seattle this win. Again, I think Seattle is kind of in Green Bay's head. I give it to them because of a mental kind of deal, and also because Seattle is a overall more well-rounded, more solid team. So, their last loss of the season will actually come against the Detroit Lions. Green Bay will try and tie up, or get a tie in the division for the top. I believe I have Minnesota going 11-5. If not, just kind of forget that. But Detroit will stop Green Bay from winning a division crown in the last week with a great performance by the offense. So, at 6-10, the Green Bay Packers are going to make the playoffs, but I believe as a wild card. Just let me check. Yes, they will make it as the 6th wild card spot, going to face a... Let me see if I actually have it. No, they would face the Dallas Cowboys in my situation, as Dallas would clinch up a 3 seed, I believe. So, Green Bay would be playing the Cowboys in the first round of the playoffs. That's a sack of shit, and you know it, game. Whatever. So, let's get into my bold predictions. I do a bold prediction for every single position group, excluding offensive line and punters and kickers. And if I think of a good one, I will group tight end in with wide receiver. So, let's start with the quarterback position. Aaron Rodgers will obviously have another fantastic season, but will not get a single All-Pro or MVP vote this season, as there will be much better quarterbacks throughout the year, and I lost track of time. So I'm saying Rodgers will not get a single MVP or All-Pro vote, and will make the Pro Bowl, but not as a starter. Next, running back. Neither Eddie Lacy or Jonathan Starks rushed for over 800 yards as they both struggle. Eddie Lacy overall struggling, trying to not really drop weight as he already has dropped the weight, but struggling with his power without a lot of weight behind him. And Jonathan Starks will struggle behind a weak Packers O-line. Next, wide receiver. In his season coming back off of injury, Jordy Nelson will have a solid season, collecting 1,000 receiving yards, 80 catches, and 7 receiving touchdowns. And that's a pretty average season, but coming off of injury. Next, on the defensive line, no one on the Packers D-line. Actually, no, I'm actually going to change this one. Kenny Clark, the defensive tackle, will have votes for Defensive Rookie of the Year, but not enough to finish in the top 5. And Kenny Clark will have 6 sacks and 9 tackles for a loss, 8 tackles for a loss, and like 40 tackles, I guess. So, moving into linebacker, Julius Peppers will record 10 sacks in his final season. I say Julius Peppers retires this season, and he will record 10 sacks in his final NFL season. Next, defensive back. No one in the Packers secondary will record more than 3 interceptions, except Haseen Clinton-Dix, who will have, well, I guess exactly 3 counts as less than. So, all of that being said, the Packers will go 10-6, make the playoffs as the 6th wild card spot, and overall, we'll play the Dallas Cowboys in the first round of the playoffs. Just as kind of a disclaimer, I will be doing all of my playoff stuff and my postseason award predictions and stuff, or like my season predictions for the like MVP and stuff like that. I'll be going over those. I'll mention them in the videos, but I do say I will go do all my playoff stuff, predict who I think is going to win the Super Bowl, who I think will play in it, and all of that other fun stuff. So, coming up next is going to be the Carolina Panthers? Yes, so be on the lookout for that. For now, this is J-Wax, signing off.